What's up, YouTube, and welcome to our channel, MGA. And today, I got a surprise for you guys, lover readers. I got the brand new book of Diary of the Wimpy The Getaway. Yes, baby. I always wanted this book, so yeah. And also, I'm gonna be reading sections of this book for you lover readers. And if you want other books also, comment down which books to read too. And I hope you guys like it. And yeah, let's start reading.
Diary of the Wimpy The Getaway by Jeff Kennedy. December, Sunday. The worst part of having someone tell you about the vacation is trying to pretend you're happy for them. But no one wants to hear about all the fun they didn't have. The only vacations I want to hear about are the ones where things went wrong. That way, I don't feel bad for missing out. Well, my family just got back from vacation, and believe me, if I could have stayed home, I would have. But I didn't have a choice. A few weeks ago, this vacation wasn't even supposed to happen. We were just having a normal December, and I was really looking forward to Christmas. But Mom and Dad were getting all stressed out about everything we had to do to get ready for the holidays. We were way behind on decorating the house, and nothing was going the way it was supposed to. I'm sure we could have gotten our act together in the time for Christmas. But one night, an ad came on TV that totally turned our holidays upside down. The commercial was for this place called A Wimpy, which is where Mom and Dad went for their honeymoon. And the reason I know that is because every time an ad for that place comes on TV, the two of them get all kissy face. It makes me uncomfortable thinking about Mom and Dad before they had us kids. And I wouldn't have to if Mom didn't break out their honeymoon oven every year on their anniversary. The night after the ad came on, Mom and Dad made an announcement. They said that this year we were going to skip Christmas and all go to A Wimpy instead. When I asked how we're gonna get our gifts to the resort, Mom said the trip was our gift. I thought that sounded like a terrible idea, and I was surprised Dad was on board with it. He usually doesn't like to spend a lot of money, and I was sure this resort was gonna cost a fortune. But he said he was sick of the cold weather, and he wanted to escape to someplace warm. Personally, I don't have a problem with cold weather. In fact, generally speaking, the worse it is outside, the happier I am. I figured Manny and Roger would help me talk some sense into Mom and Dad, and we'd put a stop to this idea. But those guys weren't any help at all. So I had to accept that we weren't gonna have normal Christmas at home. But what I really didn't like was that we had to fly to this place. I've never been on a plane before, and I wasn't crazy about the idea of locking myself in a metal tube. Nobody else seemed worried, though, and 2 weeks later, on a night when we should have been hanging our stockings and sitting around the fire watching Christmas specials, we were packing our suitcases for this island getaway. Monday. We left the house around 8 on the morning of Christmas Eve. Dad was pretty uptight because he wanted to leave an hour earlier, but Mom said he was being ridiculous and we'd get to the airport in plenty of time. It was only about 20 degrees outside, but Roger was already dressed for the vacation, kind of like an Irish thing. It turned out Dad was right. We should have left earlier. Apparently, Christmas Eve is one of the busiest travel days of the year. So the roads were choked with families driving to see their relatives. And nobody really seemed to be in the Christmas spirit either. What made things a lot worse was when it started to snow. After that, things slowed to crawl. Mom and Dad started arguing over what time we should have left, and Dad almost missed the exit for the airport. He had to cut across 3 lanes of traffic, which didn't look easy. When we reached the airport, the main parking lot was full. That meant we had to park in the economy lot, which was pretty far away. Dad said he dropped the rest of us off at the curb, with all the luggage, and then come meet us after he parked. When we got to the passenger drop-off area, it was complete chaos. We tried to unload our bags, but the cops weren't letting anyone stop for more than 30 seconds. And that just stressed everyone out and made things worse. Roderick is suffering from the cold. I had to get back in the van so I could help Dad with the rest of the bags. Ordinarily, that kind of thing would have been Roderick's job, but since he was dressed for 80-degree weather, he got out of it, you see. He was lucky he did too. When we got to the gate for the economy lot, Dad couldn't reach the ticket from his window, so he made me get out of the car to grab it. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that there was a giant slush puddle on my side of the car until it was too late. After we parked, we rolled our bags to the nearest shuttle stop, which wasn't a lot of fun. The sign said the shuttle bus to the main terminal came every 10 minutes, but there was no room for us in the bus shelter, so we had to wait outside in freezing cold. 20 minutes went by without a bus, and Dad started getting really obnoxious about the time. He said we were just gonna have to walk to the terminal, which was about a mile away. I would have tried to convince Dad to wait a little longer, but my sock was starting to turn to ice, and I didn't want to get a frostbite. Sure enough, once we got about 100 feet from the shelter, the shuttle bus pulled into the parking lot. We tried to get the driver to stop, but he just blew right by us. So we ran. That's pretty funny. So we ran to the shuttle stop, but we didn't make it back in time. Now Dad was really worried about missing our flight. I told him maybe missing the flight wouldn't be the worst thing to happen, but he didn't seem to be in the mood to hear what I had said. By the time we got to the terminal, we were both soaking wet and miserable. So when a pickup truck almost hit us in the crosswalk, it made Dad really mad, and he let the driver know. That just made the driver mad, and he pulled his truck over and stepped out of his vehicle. Oh my God. We didn't stick around long enough to talk things over with this guy. We ran in the opposite direction and blended in with some people standing on the sidewalk until coast was clear. Dad told me I could have learned a lesson from this, which was never to lose your temper and do something stupid. But I took away a different lesson when Heffleys get in trouble. Heffleys run. The rest of the family was waiting inside the entrance to the terminal. Mom wanted to know what took us so long. and I wanted to know why she hadn't got in line with Manny and Rajik and held a place for us. It took 20 minutes for us to get through the check-in line, but when Dad put our big suitcase on the scale, the person at the counter said it was too heavy and it was going to cost extra money to check it. But Dad said the airline was ripping us off. We weren't gonna give him an extra nickel. So we took some clothes out of the suitcase and stuffed them into our carry-on bags. By the time we got everything sorted out, we had a half hour to get to our gate before our flight started boarding. And when we got to the security area, it was a total zoo.
So that was it for today's section. I hope you like it. And what I thought was the funniest part was when Greg and his dad called for a bus, and then the bus just went vroom. It even said in the pictures. I bet you guys saw. I think it did say vroom. That was really funny. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and please come along for the next one. Bye!